Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, can everybody see and hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Pretty early, and then we'll back up.
Uh, we have a lot of attendees today. I want to start by introducing myself. I'm Tamika Churchill, Executive Director of DeKalb Regional Land Bank Authority. And today I will be facilitating this webinar. It's 12:01. We've got 22 people. So enough to get started. So I'm really excited to be sharing our new customer interface with you all. We have here in the office, Shirley, Devontae, and I have been working diligently with a software provider to digitize the land bank to make the process of searching for properties easier, give you access to more properties, and to make the application process easier. Um, right now, I'm waiting for that site to pull up. I'm hoping it's just a slow internet. My Zoom is working, but I'm not sure why the site's not up. And then I'll share my screen with you. Okay. Oh, I got a little bit nervous there. So, do this. Okay, for those of you who may not know or may not have had the opportunity to work with or visit our company website, our website is drlb.org. And I brought you here because there are a couple of things I'd like to show you. If you haven't had a chance to go on and you have not had a chance to leave us your information, when you go on to the drlb.org, this form will pop up. Can everybody see this lead form that's asking for email, first name, last name, company, all that? If you would fill out that form, then you will be on our mailing list and you'll get all of our announcements. You'll, when we release a property or if we're advertising a property, an application window is open or closing, then you will be notified of everything that's going on with the land bank and receive our monthly newsletter. So, want to encourage all of you to complete the lead form if you haven't done so already. And this is our homepage. Like I said, this new interface, you can reach the new interface with the same link that we had connecting to. Can everybody mute? Okay, with the same link that we use to view properties um, on our last with our last interface. And so now I'm going to stop because I've already got it open. I'm going to stop and share another screen to show you. Okay, so this is the new interface. And today I'm going to walk you through how to search for properties on this website, talk to you about our plans for the site, walk you through an application process, and help you to understand the various processes. So I believe we're still in test mode, but if we're not, I probably won't be able to take you but through one of the applications. We are still in the development stages. We have not launched, but I really wanted to give you all the opportunity to be trained. This month, we will be launching officially with and fine tuning over the next couple of days, but launching officially on July 1st. But I want to go ahead and do this and not wait till the end of July. So some of the information on here is a little preliminary, and I'll explain. I know the first thing people are seeing is this $278,000 property, but I'll just explain what that is. So first and foremost, when you click on the link, you'll go directly to this interface. There are several ways in which you can search properties. There's the map view, which we're looking at right now. And this map is interactive. As you can see, I'm going to hide the filters. As you can see on the map, the yellow dots represent structures and the green dots represent land, vacant land. And so if you're interested in a property in a particular part of the county, the map view may be the better view for you to do your search. And once let's just say if you're interested in a property near Redan, like I'll scroll over this structure, click on it. Uh-oh. Can you all see the map? Or am I on a different map? Okay, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong map. Okay. So right here, if you're at Redan, you hover over it and it shows you the property, it shows you the price, and it tells you
We
that.
don't see the map anymore. We saw it before.
Okay, all right. Hold on one second. ChatGPT. Okay, I moved it. Okay. Now do you see let me start over. Let me go out of it. So you see the map. It's fully open, and we want to look at this property here near Redan. So we'll click on it. Shows you the property, shows you that it is available, shows you a price, and this what we have here in the price is the tax assessed value of the property, is our county appraisal for the property. And then it provides a link to the application if you want to go into the application. So and then you can click on the address, and it expands to show you detailed information about the property, where it's located on the map, on a street map. Tells you that it's a public property. There's a structure. The land size is almost 7.5 acres. The assessed value is $270,800, and the last time it was sold, when the structure was built, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. So here's the details of the properties when you click on the address on the map listing. Are there any questions? From this details page, you can again click on apply and go into the application. I won't go through this application, but just wanted to show you that is one way to get to the property application. Like I said, we're digitizing the land bank. Everything is digital. If there are some participants who may not be as technically savvy and they need assistance with completing applications, please call the office at 404-371-2041, and someone can assist you or schedule a time to assist you with completing an application. Okay. So I'm going to exit that property and go back to the main interface page. Okay. Hold on. Can everyone mute? Okay. So another feature of this application is you can also download the full list of properties. If you are a data person, you want to have a list of every property, you find that may be easier for you to use, you can simply download. And I'm going to open this download, but I probably have to change screens in order to show you what the download looks like. I'm gonna change screens here.
Mohammed, do you have a download of this?
Okay, can everyone mute their phone
Just,
or their?
open up your workpapers, your workbook.
You want to into your credit? Go ahead and get the new credit card. I went to Experience.
Please mute.
Yes, Mr. Gavin.
Like in my prayer time, that's all I heard was, can I?
Okay, sorry
Hey, how
about
you
that.
doing? Hey, how
I'm
you
doing
doing?
great. I'm doing good.
Just a quick question for you.
Yes.
That 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 property on Redan that you were using as an example, I seen that you had a $278,000 value. Is that the tax value or is that the amount of
That's
net taxes?
that is the county appraiser's figure. So in the application, and I'll go through an application with you, it tells you that, pricing for the property is, how properties are priced. We have to put a price in there. Again, that's one of the details that we are refining over the next few days. Right now, we have the county appraiser's values there. However, when you do your application, you put your offer price in.
Okay, so that in no way is indicative of back tax that are owed on the property.
No, that's not the you would, if back taxes were owed on the property, you would find that on the tax commissioner's website for the property.
Okay, and not to get too far ahead, but when the property is sold, it's free and clear of all liens. Like y'all the only lien holder on these properties.
Well, we can get there. If you give me a little bit of time, I'll get there. Okay. And you will get a recording of this if you have to drop off. You will get a recording. Okay. So that is one way. The map allows you to download. Are you all looking at the form that I downloaded? Can you see the download?
We see a spreadsheet.
Okay, this is the information that was downloaded, and this is a list of all 209 properties that are listed, and it tells you the status in which they're in. So if this is a better way of searching for some, then you can use the download method. Someone just emailed to say, hey, do you have a list of properties? And this is our list. I will work with the developers to provide more information, such as year built and the square footage of structures and the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. So we will expand on this information. I'll see if I can expand on the information, but there is on this map the ability to download a spreadsheet to have a list of the properties. So I'm going to go back to the website.
I got a question before you get to the website. What's the
Yeah.
difference? I see the programs that on that list. What's the difference between the tax deed and the redeemed the statuses? I'm sorry.
Okay, so program here, these are the list of programs. In this program, by law, as a land bank, we must list all of our properties, and we must maintain a list of even the properties that were sold. So this list will continue to grow. However, as they change status, then we'll just move the properties to a different status, because like if I sold it, I still have to advertise it here. That I'm required by law to continue to have it on this website, but it's sold and no longer available. So in these in this list, there are two groups of properties that you can use to filter that are available fee simple and available tax deed. Those are properties that are available. You may see, you may find in other records that the land bank owns additional properties that you can't find somewhere, but the land bank does have some properties, like this list of properties. We are holding those properties right now. They're held for development, so they're not considered to be available for applications at this point. That could change, but right now we're exploring opportunities on these properties right now. and they're not considered under contract, but we're kind of holding them because we're in conversations with on a development and disposition strategy. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
the next category is properties under contract. We do have some properties that are already at that stage of being under contract. Those we still have to list everything. So this is where they are. As you can see, there's no application link. There's only a status bar here telling you that the property is under contract. Redeemed and sold, or property is already through our system. It is with a new owner. Redeemed in this process of working with tax deed properties. Sometimes previous owners can have the right to come back and redeem the property, and that has happened on one of the properties that we've had here in the land bank. So we have one in that category for now. Again, still not available. And then there is sold, and we don't have anything in the sold position yet, but soon that will be changing with our properties that are under contract, because I think we have closings scheduled, several closings scheduled for the next couple of days. Okay, so for the most part, you'll be focusing on this available fee simple. And what that means is that the property is available and it has a clear title. So Mr. Gavin was asking about, is the title free and clear? Now I will go into the application. Well, hold on 1 minute. I'm going to continue to show you how to search. We'll go back to the application on this property. So that means this is for land bank properties that we own that are already free and clear, and we can offer a limited warranty deed on at the time. Most of the time when we get properties, they are tax deed properties. We only have an interest in the property, and we must take those properties through the legal processes to gain clear title in order to be able to issue a limited warranty deed to the transferee or the buyer. This next category, available tax deed, it means that the property is out there and it is available. You can really express your interest in the property and go ahead and do the application. What this does, it alerts us that you are interested in the property. We will take your application, review it, and let you know the next steps. If the application is incomplete, we will give you a chance to update your application with adequate information. If these properties in this status are, some of them may already be going through the legal process, and some of them may not have started the legal process yet. But once we reach back out to you, we will let you know what the status is. On some of these properties, if they're not in the legal process and we're pulling them ahead, you may be required to pay a processing fee, a title clearance fee, or you can choose to take a quit claim deed and have the title cleared on your own. So you have some options in this available tax deed section where you can say, I'll go ahead and show you this in the application, but we won't go through this application. Oh, I'm sorry. The application was opened and I opened it again. Okay. So in this application, there's the checklist, and this is the standard language in all of our applications that really tell you about the process, the timeline. Can everybody see the application?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. It tells you about the timeline, what to expect after your application is submitted. In this section, I'm giving you a notice that we have tax deed interest in this property, and you have two options. You can receive a quitclaim deed and have the title cleared yourself with some post-closing requirements, or you can pay the title clearance fee and have us use our attorneys to get the title cleared on the property. Okay, so you do have a choice in the matter. Sometimes if you're uncertain, if you don't know an attorney who does this type of tax deed title clearance work, you may want to work with our attorneys, and we do collect the fee as a part of the so-called earnest money and deposit for going under contract with the property, and then we take that property through the legal process, and then we close on the property once the title is clear. So this reserves the property for you until you decide on a process or exercise an option. The property is still available for other applicants. So this process, when some of the transactions will have a application fee associated with them, this property will, because it is in no way in the title clearance process at all. So we don't have well, let me see. Let me double check. No, we don't have this property uh in legal review. So if you are interested in the property, then we will pull it ahead for you and put it through the legal process. But we have a schedule, we have plans on just when we actually bring properties. We can't have them all in legal at the same time for capacity reasons and for budget, because of budget constraints. So we have a schedule. We have some in legal, and once they come out of legal, we put more in the legal. But if you decide that you want to move forward with the property that we have not placed in the title, in the quiet title process, then you have the option to allow us to put the property in the process for you and to pay the fee along with your earnest money deposit. And for those, there is a $75 application fee. Once you do that, though, we do hold the property. It goes into the hold for development phase until we can work out the logistics of the contract and determine whether we are going to officially move forward. So we kind of reserve it for you until we work through the process. Does anyone have any questions about that? Was that pretty clear?
Yes, that was good. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we'll get out of that application and go back to the main interface. Okay. So that is the available tax deed filter. And like I said, held for development, we're having conversations about future development and transfer already on the property. Yes, properties will change status. There is a feature, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go back to this property, this fee simple property. There is a feature on the page. Something went wrong. Let's go back home. Hold on 1 second. We'll go into a different property. Oh, that's it. There is a feature on the details page of a property that allows you to add to cart. Okay, and this is if you're searching the site, right now we have over 200 properties listed. If you're searching the site and you see something like, hey, I may be interested in that, you can place it in your cart and it will save that property right over here. It'll save it. So at the end, as you go through the list, you may identify 5 that you're interested in. You'll kind of have those 5 reserved. You can come back to those 5 that you're interested in and potentially apply or send us a message asking questions about it. Definitely print out the details. Right here, you can print the details of the property. So that's what that add to cart is for. You can't check out here on the site. So checking out requires us to get involved and us to go through the application process with you and a lot more steps, the board to approve and everything. But this is an interface that puts the information right there in front of you for all the properties that are available. Yes, Mr. Gatt.
So say for instance, 3 people are interested in this property that you're showing.
Mm-hmm.
Does it then enter into like a highest and best type transaction?
Well, in some cases that will happen. We did what we call an event on 2003 Hildeburn, and we will do that again on certain properties. When the property became available, we marketed the property, we held open houses, and we gave people the opportunity. We opened up an application window.
Mhm.
We can choose to do that on a property that we want to get moved more quickly for whatever reason. We can choose to maybe it's been in the land bank for a while and it needs to be renovated. We want to get it moved. Then we will do an announcement to say, hey, the application window for this property is open and available from July 1st to July 31st. And
Mhm.
then we will just collect applications during that time. There could be a situation the where the property has multiple bids, but we do not necessarily sell to the highest bidder. We sell to
Mhm.
the best proposal, the proposal that meets our operational priorities, which are affordable housing, blight removal, and economic development. So in your application,
Can you
and
repeat that, please?
affordable housing,
Mm-hmm.
economic development,
Okay.
and a blight removal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in your application, there's certain information we'll be looking for. I just want to make sure I've shown you all the ways that you can search for properties on this main page. There are different overlays here that you can search by. We do have residential and commercial properties, so if you want to look at where you will find most of these properties in the tax deed phase, and you want to look at commercial properties, then you'll use a zoning overlay and you'll come down here and click commercial. We don't have any commercial in here right now because I haven't gotten to those yet. We've only put in the residential. Well, actually, no, we have 2 in there. I'm sorry. We have 2 commercial properties in here that are zone commercial. So if you only want to look at commercial or the various zonings, you can search that way. If you want to search by zip code, you can come in and enter a zip code, and that will filter out the properties that you are looking for. If you want to look for properties that are in the opportunity zone, and various opportunity zones, then that you can filter that way, and that shrinks the list to specifically what you're looking for. We have different
So,
audience searching the site, so we want to make it easy for you to get in, find what you're looking for, and leave. You don't have to sift through everything. You can filter out the types of opportunities you're looking for. Is there a
excuse
question?
me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon.
Mhm.
On that zoning for the commercial, can you go back to that commercial you just showed?
Yes, ma'am.
S-
Okay.
So was that saying that that piece of property was available based on $2,400 tax?
That $2,400 is the county appraisal for that property. Those 2 are remnant lots, and
Okay.
they're next to some residential, maybe some mixed use development, but they're
Mm-hmm.
small strips of land. Let me see if
Okay.
when I click on it, it'll kind of show you like it's a little odd shaped, small parcel.
Okay.
Um,
Moreland Avenue. Okay.
yeah, it didn't come up. It did not come up when I did it that way. But when I'm searching in another, it'll just show you like it's a strip on the map. It's a very
Okay,
small piece. You probably can't do development on it. These are more than likely, these are some of the commercial side lot opportunities
gotcha.
where someone may own, someone owns a property next to it, and they just may want it for additional. We have people call and say, hey, I own an apartment building next to one of your lots, and I just want to make a garden for my tenants, or
I got you.
So
Okay,
those are those opportunities. You probably can't build a building on that property.
okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Are there any other questions? All right, and let's see what this
I was
other.
trying to see like multi-unit versus, residential. What part is that under?
I think that is still going to be resident. So if you go into residential zoning, it will show you multifamily residential. Do you see that?
I see the residential, I don't see the multifamily, I guess. That's,
Can you not see the filter that I just clicked on?
let me see yours, hold on.
Can anyone else see the filter? Can you see it, Shirley?
So it's under zoning?
If that was under zoning,
We can see your screen.
it was under zoning,
Yeah,
and
we
I
see your
clicked.
screen.
And then under residential, gotcha.
Well, I'm still on the same map screen. Do all of you see that?
Yes. I
Yes.
can
Okay.
see
Yes, we
So-
saw your screen.
So I went into residential. Under residential, it's telling me that there are 60 different types of residential zoning in this filter category. So I just scrolled down to multifamily.
Gotcha.
Okay, under zoning. So yeah, if you're looking for multifamily, you're going to use that zoning overlay filter. And here are other filters. If you're looking for a structure with 3 bedrooms, you can come down here and put in the number 3. Well, I guess you have to use this and filter. And it's not, that may not be a good filter to use when you're looking for 3 bedrooms. The best thing to do might be to download the list. But like I said, I will have that added to the download. But this is just more, these filters are just more information about structures or the use of a property, whether it's commercial, brownfield, exempt, industrial, property type, whether it's land or structure. You can tell that on the map typically, but if you just want to come and filter land and filter structures using these filters over here on the right hand side, you can also use those. So these are all the ways that you can find the properties that are listed and get to what you are looking for when you're searching for land bank properties. Okay, so now I'm going to go into an application and talk you through what makes a successful application. Uh-oh, I think I've got too many filters open. I need to clear all my filters. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go through an application here. And this is one of the applications where there is no charge. We do not charge you for land bank properties that we have, and we've already taken through the legal process, and there is no charge because there's no additional or unexpected cost for us on these properties. We've already gotten the work started, we've gotten the title cleared, and all that has been done. I think we're having some connection problems here. So while this loads, does anyone have any questions?
The download
Okay, I'm ready.
report, I downloaded the report. Will there be additional columns for like or anything like that?
For what now?
The download of the report, it has like 4 columns on it. Are you adding columns for like the assessed value or any other of these?
I will have the developers add some more columns
Perfect,
in the
thank
download if they can. I'm pretty sure they can, because on my back office end, I download tons of columns. So I'm pretty sure I'll add more information on the download spreadsheet.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right.
Churchill,
Yes.
question. You mentioned for the fee simple properties, there's no charge for the properties. So how do we go about getting those properties from you? Or is the properties conveyed onto us?
No, there's no application fee.
Very good. Thank you.
There's no application fee. I'm sorry if I misspoke. There's no fee to apply, simply because we don't have to go and do additional research or again pull things ahead of our land bank schedule. We will, but there is an additional fee for those for those applications, mainly because we really want to know that people are serious and that you're not just kicking tires and we're jumping through hoops for people who are just kicking tires and are not sincerely interested in having the property transferred to them. Again,
Fair.
pardon me?
I said that's fair.
Okay. All right. So when you open that, yes, ma'am.
If we're just looking on here and like we want to purchase land, but we don't have a plan for it, is that like, should we wait till we have a plan for it?
That's an excellent question. I am going to get to that in this application, but you must have a plan. You must have a plan. Okay. So this section of the application pretty much tells you what needs to be included and what you should gather before starting this application. So here's a checklist. It's a complete applicant and property information form. This is what we're going to require from you. We want you to attach any additional documentation, proof of ownership of the existing properties if you're applying for a side lot, for the side lot program. If financing is required, provide proof of lending, your lending approval. If you're paying cash, provide proof of funds. If you're buying a vacant lot and you want to build a structure, provide the information for your builder, provide their license number, provide us with as much information to make us confident that the project that you're proposing can be completed, that you have all the capabilities in order and in line to have the project completed. So this is just a checklist kind of explaining all that you're going to need, and we're going to give you space in the application to upload the documentation for us. This is a notice of tax deed interest. So right here, this is here just in case. I just sent a file over to the lawyer yesterday, and this property is in the very beginning of the title clearance phase. Then we do not interrupt that process because it just becomes too confusing. When we file quiet title action, that is a legal action, a lawsuit, and we're considered the plaintiff. If we convey a property to you, then we have to stop the legal action and you must become the plaintiff. So we don't stop that process. If we're early in that legal process, we'll make you aware. We'll say, hey, we're in the beginning of the legal process. We've done a title search. This property has 19 defendants. Would you still like to proceed? And and then we'll talk to you about the title clearance fee. We'll go ahead and get it done. So that's why this notice is here. it just kind of gives us the ability when things are just happening or just about to happen, and there are costs to be incurred. So, and then here we have you do an electronic signature and date, saying that you have read all the requirements for the application and you understand what is expected in the application. Okay? Section 1 is is the applicant's information. It's your name, if you're applying as a business, the address that you're applying under, phone number, email, all of your contact information. Because, like I said, after we get your application and review it, we'll be reaching out to you. There are some requirements in order to buy properties from the land bank. You cannot have any delinquent taxes. And we do research, we do check, but we go ahead right here and ask you, have you ever been property tax delinquent? Okay, we're going to change the way that question is worded. And you can say yes or you can say no. Whatever the factual answer is, we will do our research. We will find out. So I suggest you be 100% honest. If you weren't aware of it, then that's one thing. But we will find out. Have you ever been subject to tax foreclosure judgment? Again, these are things that are required in order to buy our properties. You cannot have delinquent tax issues on any property. So again, that is that can make the difference between your application being approved or denied. If there are previous properties with tax assessments, tax liens, and code violations as well. Okay. Here we do give you a box to explain. If there were, things happen, so we allow you to explain, and we evaluate on a case-by-case basis. Experience. So we do understand that not every person who wants to buy a vacant lot from the land bank has built a house. So we encourage you, if you're coming with a plan and you would like to buy property or you would like to buy a structure that has to be renovated, that you seek out a partnership with a licensed builder, someone who has experience with completing the type of project that you would like to complete. Again, you may be the purchaser of the lot, but we want to know that there's an experienced person working with you who can help you execute your project plan and complete your project plan. So we will call in this box. Please explain how long they've been in business, how many projects they've worked on that are similar. Give us a good representation of the experience that you're partnering with if you don't personally have the experience. References. We'll ask you for 2 references who can vouch for your character or your ability to complete a project, and we'll ask you for their information here. Property information. So in this list, these are the various types of properties that we typically have available. Vacant lots next to the applicant's property. So if you're applying for the vacant lot that's next door to your home, where you live, your owner-occupied property, then you would click side lot. This is a side lot property. You click the first box. If you're applying for a vacant lot that is not next to your property, that is just vacant, you don't own the property next door, you have no common boundaries, then you would check the next box. If you're applying for a vacant structure, then you'll check vacant structure. If you're applying for commercial or industrial, then that fits into the last category. You'll check that box. Intended use. Are you intending to maintain this property as a side lot? And extend your yard and be responsible for cutting the grass or maintaining the beauty of the property? If it's a structure, are you going to occupy the property or are you going to lease it out to someone? If it's renovation, are you going to develop it for residential use? Or are you going to, or what are your plans? Are you going to develop for commercial use? And then here's an opportunity for other. And when you select other, there's a explanation. We would like for you to explain, and it is required. Everything with an asterisk is required. Okay?
Pardon, Ms. Churchill,
Yes.
under property characteristics, we choose if it's just a vacant lot, it's not a side lot, it's not next to an applicant's property.
Vacant lot not next to applicant property.
Sorry about that.
No
Sorry.
problem. No problem. Okay. All right. So we want to know why you intend what you intend to do with the property, the intended use. Also, here's your proposed price for the property. So we have a note here: unless otherwise determined on a case-by-case basis, consideration for acquisition of our DRLBA's properties by individuals and for-profit entities shall be comprised of a cry-out amount on the tax deed, plus additional fees and expenses associated with the property, or 100% of the most recent DeKalb County assessor's value, whichever is greater. So again, we're fine-tuning this portion of the application. And but there will be a note indicating what that range of proposed may be. Keep in mind there are various audiences applying for these properties. So there is really no one size fits all. We just try to give some guidance, the best guidance that we have, okay? So I know that kind of like makes a lot of people nervous, but I'm pretty sure where you saw those big numbers, there were structures on those properties. Those are not vacant property lots. And as you could see from the cards and the filters, you've got properties that are over 200,000, and then you've got $2,400 properties in the land bank listing. So there's a wide variety of prices in here. So we want you to propose your price here on the application, and we will consider it.
So
However,
I'm sorry.
However,
so if it's like a $2,000 property, what should our proposed price be? What it says in the green, or should we like go over, or what?
if it says $2,000 on the tax listing,
Yes.
yeah, we will not. Well, I'm not saying we won't take anything over 2,000, but 2,000, that appraisal value is usually a cap. It's usually the top, unless you get into a multiple bidding situation. It's usually the top. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I was just looking at some vacant land on here that was pretty cheap. So I just kind of wanted to
Okay. And
see
if you apply for it, when we review your application, we call you and we tell you exactly what this land is. And if you think it's cheap, then it may be cheap for a reason. But we talk you through all of that, and some of it you can get out and go take a look at. So I'm not exactly sure of the tax appraiser's logic on all properties. So you'll find some really good properties that are not that expensive. Then you'll find some really good properties that do have a very high appraisal value. So
I have a little bit of insight on that with the value. Usually if they're lower, they're not buildable, or they're they're buildable, but they're kind of like you might have to go through someone else's property to get there.
They're landlocked.
Yeah, they're landlocked. There's no easement, which
they're
is
landlocked.
It costs to get an easement. So go look at these things, because if a strip of land, it could just be not usable. And to your point of the people who own the property next door, it may be valuable to them.
Yes, absolutely. Those landlocked properties do qualify for the side lot program. And again, we let you know these things. We don't convey the property without you knowing, because we don't want a bad experience for anyone. We want this to be a good experience, and we want you to be able to accomplish your goals with anything that's transferred from us to you. So we're not we're going to be fair about that, and we're going to let you know exactly what the property is, and if there are any known things that make it less than desirable, because we may have a property that had a stream going through it, and it may appear to be a big ditch in the very back of the property, but someone who is a dirt hauler who hauls dirt away from development sites, who may be able to obtain field dirt or doesn't mind paying for field dirt to fill that in for a great property in a good location, it may work out for that person. So there are various situations that make some properties better suited for some buyers than others. So, but we try to let you know all that we know about properties. Devontae, our real estate development manager, is boots on the ground. He is out taking photographs of the properties and taking notes. He will, he'll put hey, there's a stream on this property, and we'll be able to tell you that if we get to that point. We cannot save you the time of completing the application by you calling in, asking us questions about particular properties. We cannot do that. We don't have that type of bandwidth. There are only 3 of us working here. So we only call back and give thorough responses to applications. So, it is worth the time, but we can only respond to those who are willing to fill out the application.
And I think that's a good idea, because really we don't want the property back with you in 4 or 5 years, right?
Absolutely. That's not our goal. Our goal is to dispose of it, not to be a revolving door.
What does a successful bid look like? What can you give an example of a successful bid from an individual that don't have a lot of experience, but they wanted to purchase that property at a good deal or for a good fair value?
Okay. So, a successful application, again, you can answer all these questions. Well, we know this is a land characteristic. What are you going to use it for? Tell us what you're going to use it for.
Said it like, for example, rehab for residential use, for example.
Okay. So you want to buy it, you want to rehab it. Who's gonna do the rehabilitation for you? Who's gonna do the work?
So let's say, for example, Boss Up. We have a company that does does rehab property improvements.
Okay. Are they licensed?
Yes.
Are they insured?
Yes.
Have they done this before?
Yes. They're a
Okay.
it's a national organization.
Okay. All right. That is the type of information you provide to us. That's your partner in your project proposal.
Okay.
Okay. Then how are you going to fund the project that you're proposing? Are you going to get a loan? Do you have cash money?
If I were to use an example, they actually will pay for, well, you pay a percentage down, and then they will build out up to a certain amount. And if it's much higher, then you may have to add more to it. But yeah, so that's kind of the way that process works.
Okay. In your application, that needs to be clearly spelled out. That needs to be clearly defined and described how you are going to fund the project dollar for dollar. I don't need to see that because we have someone who underwrites it, and he's gonna say, well, this house is 2,000 square feet. I know it's gonna take $140,000 to rehab it. He's only showing me about $80,000 in financial capacity. So that's not successful. So your numbers, if you have a building partner, they should be able to create some type of scope of work based on some images. If there's a standing structure that we have, a lot of the well, we only have 4 standing structures in the past, but we go out and we get pictures of them. So you will be able to search through and find pictures of properties. If you don't, then we may be able to schedule some time for you to see the property. But a lot of times you can do some sketch pad estimates based on the square footage of a property. So just, these are just numbers. As a, for example, if you're looking, and 2,000 is an easy number to multiply. If you're looking at a 2,000 square foot property and the cost of building brand new is $150, then it's safe to say, since I don't have to pour a foundation, I don't have to, I don't have to build walls, I don't have to buy framing material. So a conservative estimate is 1/2 of the building cost times the square footage. So that'd be 2,000 times 75. And I think that's somewhere about $150,000 for easy math would be the renovation cost. And then show us that you understand that. Show us that you can afford that. Okay, that somebody's giving you a loan, or somebody, or you have the funds available to do a renovation project.
So
Okay.
it's basically like a pre-approval letter, so to speak.
A pre-approval letter from a lender. Yes.
Okay.
What if you have partners who have the cash on hand? Do you have to have some financial statement from them as well, or is it just a letter showing who your partner is, and and knowing that they're financially capable?
You have to show us that you have financial capacity. So if your partner is financially capable, then you want to name your partner on your application as a partner, and you want to provide the financial letter or statements or whatever to show that they have financial capacity.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
One of the properties that you had shown earlier that was listed at, I think, 270 something.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you were looking at a property like that, then, and if you're looking at what it costs to rehab, I would think that it probably maybe should not be an overly excessive amount, because it may not support the valuation, may not support the areas in. So the land bank look at it like that as well.
So the assessment is done by, again, the tax appraiser, so it does fit within the area of the property. Now, we do consider the property's condition.
Right. Okay.
We do consider the condition of the property, and we pretty much, Devontae will pretty much say, while the appraisal might be this and this and this has to be done to it. Again, when you apply for these properties, we have to know what you're buying. We have to know what you're buying. So we have some idea about the condition of the properties. I can go on.
We still get a due diligence period during this process, right? Or no?
If you ask for one,
Yeah.
it's possible.
I think one thing to note is that we as buyers have to do an assessment. That you
Yes.
guys at the land bank are not doing assessment. You don't know everything about the property. You have your tax piece. You have what Devontae does, but you are not doing a proposal for us. We have to go do some due diligence, and we have to show that we can afford to do what we said we're going to do with the property.
Absolutely. 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 Or you partner with someone who can make you knowledgeable.
Yes.
In that regard. What you
So-
don't know, we don't mind you partnering with someone for knowledge and capacity.
So if we see something, we can go like look through it, look at it on the property, because I know, with some property you can't go on the property.
Well, you need to call us to schedule any visits. You can always do drive-bys. We cannot prevent that, but you won't. Most of everything is out there is boarded up, so you won't be able to get into it. But if you're a serious applicant, and we go through and we say, hey, this is a serious applicant, they have the financial capacity, they have the team, the building capacity to do the project, then we're more than happy to meet with you to show you the property. However, we don't guarantee anything on the property. We don't offer disclosures or anything. We don't guarantee anything. We've never lived in them. We never owned them.
So if a person was really actually interested in a property, and let's say if they say they to get a better gist of what they're buying, if they want to have an inspection done, how do you work with that? They want to have the property inspected. They're very interested and they're legitimate, and but they also they want that property inspection before they make the full offer of whatever the price versus the price that's listed.
Well, just like in a traditional real estate transaction, you're making a proposal here. We won't go into contract with you until you understand what it is you're really buying. So, you won't necessarily, you may be out of an application fee, but you won't be forced to continue purchasing something that you cannot afford to rehab, or that's not considered a win-win for us. That puts us back in the same position we were in with a blighted, abandoned, and vacant property. And that's not what we're trying to do.
Understood.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm here until 2 to answer any questions and to continue with the webinar. And I know we said it's 1 hour, but I'm still here for those of you who want to stay. Shirley gave me a 2-minute warning 5 minutes ago, so just wanted to let you guys know I'm going to continue with the webinar because we haven't finished the application. So we want, in this section, we want you to describe your intended use. What are you planning to do with it? Timeline for completion. So we understand that things take time. It takes time to get building permits. It takes time to do construction. But we do place time limits on projects. And anytime you tell us, hey, I want to renovate this house, and the renovations will be done in 120 days after closing. Well, I know that's not highly likely, even though it could happen. So I might say, well, I'm going to give you 6 months to have everything done. During that 6-month period, I need you to, when you get your building permit or your renovation permit, I need you to upload it to the compliance portal. When you get your certificate of occupancy, I want you to upload that to the compliance portal. And when you're finished with construction, just let us know, send us a report, send us a letter. And if you told us you were creating an affordable housing opportunity, we want to see your property listing. We want to see documentation. We want to know that it resulted in an affordable housing opportunity. Now, there's another webinar that explains what affordability is out on our YouTube channel. Devontae did that webinar 2 months ago, so that was during the month of April. If you want to understand what we mean by affordability, that webinar is out on the YouTube channel. And you can find all of our social media links on our homepage, on the homepage of our website. And I want to go ahead and get through the application. So can you hold all questions until the end? We're asking, will financing be required? Yes or no? If you say no, then provide us with proof of funds, a letter from your bank stating you have the funds to complete the project, or a bank statement showing us you have funds available. If you say yes, then describe the financing that's going to be required. And then if your proposed project requires financing, then include a commitment letter from your bank. You upload that here. So we're wanting you to show us documentation to support what you're saying in your application. Please include any additional information relevant to your capacity and experience in completing the projects. This could be a builder's license. This could be pictures and addresses of renovations that you've done before. It can be anything giving us more details and more reassurance that you have the capabilities to complete the project that you're proposing. Okay. Please submit any documentation or description of the public benefit your development of the property will bring to DeKalb County or the surrounding areas. Such public benefits include, for example, blight remediation, green spaces, affordable housing. Please just upload any support you have here in this field. It's not a required field. There's no asterisk, but it's there if you have it. And then this section kind of talks about, talks about our rights and what we recommend. We want you to read it and understand it because we have a signature block here at the bottom. So as the land bank, we have the ability to deny your application for any reason that we see fit. We have the ability to take properties and decide that we want to develop them ourselves and hold them for development, even though you've applied for it. We have a right to determine the use for the property, and our board of directors, we as the staff don't make the final decision. Our board of directors makes the final decision. We only receive information, analyze information, help you provide complete information, and then we present it to the board for final approval. And this kind of describes the board's rights and the rights that we have as the land bank. And finally, you sign it and you date it and you submit your application. An email comes to us letting us know that you've applied, and we will review the application and reach out to you after we've had a chance to review it and take a look at the property to help you understand what that is. So we'll probably call you and schedule some time to discuss it. And that is it. Just submit it, and that is it. The clouded title application, the difference there is the $75 fee. We call it clouded title. Again, that name will probably be changing. That is the only difference in the application, and then probably some other options as it relates to getting the title cleared. Okay, if you say that you want to take a quitclaim deed and clear the title yourself, we will allow you to do that on some properties. On some properties, we reserve the right to deny that on certain properties. But if you say it and we agree to it, then you have to tell us what attorney you're going to use, because we want to make sure that that attorney is qualified to do that work. And we set some timeline parameters as to when we want you to have that clear title done. And if it's not done, then we have a reversionary clause in the contract that says we will buy the property back from you if you cannot complete the post-closing requirements. We will take the property back at $4,000. Or some dollar amount. There is an option agreement that goes along with our contract that allows us to do that, and we reserve that right to do that because, as a land bank, we are here to beautify DeKalb County. We have what you're buying from us has been a a blight problem and you're helping us remediate that problem, you may be helping us remediate the problem and transforming the property into an affordable housing opportunity. That is great, but what we commit to must be carried out. Otherwise, we have to take the property back and um, transfer it to a buyer who's going to be responsible for remediating the blight and or creating the affordable housing opportunity. Are there any questions? I did get one question about tax delinquencies. You cannot have tax delinquency in this state or any other state. So the question was tax delinquent in DeKalb County or any county or any state. You cannot have any tax delinquencies, property tax delinquencies to
I may
qualify
have
for land bank property.
I may have missed this, but if we're just looking to purchase vacant land to develop, does the development have to be affordable housing?
What other, I mean, what would be the other use? Would
I
you
mean,
be
to
living in it
to put
yourself?
to put a house there to sell.
So to as an investor, you want to buy the lot and you want to just sell it at
Develop it.
market rate?
Develop the land, put a house there, and then sell it at market rate. Is that something that's not you know?
Well, I would say complete the application. That may work for some lots and may not work for other lots. And the reason I say that is because we have lots that are in high dollar neighborhoods, and there is absolutely no way that we can make an affordable housing opportunity without hurting the neighbors, the people that are already there. So that has to be evaluated on a case by case basis.
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand affordability? Because when I say affordability, a lot of people think I mean low price, low income. There are affordability can be over $300,000, but you have to understand what affordability means. So again, there is a webinar on our YouTube channel that is defining affordability. Prior to I suggest you watch that webinar. And prior to, we just accepted an application for a renovation of a property that is going to be affordable housing. We met with the buyer to make sure they understood what the numbers were in the neighborhood. And the reason we do this, again, is we don't want any bad experiences. If you're a business, if you're a builder or renovator, and you can't renovate the home and make it affordable on the back end and meet your profit margins, then you and I are better off if you do not purchase our property.
That's fair.
Okay.
I just put a question in the chat.
You put a question in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I have a question, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to get the number you had shared earlier, 44271. Much earlier.
404-371.
Oh, it's 371. Okay. What was the
20
last four?
2041.
2041. Thank you so much.
Can you repeat that, please?
404-371-2041. This recording will be emailed out to everyone on our email list. If you have not gone to our website site and filled out that form I showed you at the beginning of the webinar, then you may not be receiving the recording. But if you have filled that out, you will receive our newsletter by Monday with the recording of this webinar. The recording will also be on our YouTube channel by next Monday.
So where is this form? That's news to me. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay, if you go to our website, and if you're there for as long as 2 seconds, it will pop up.
Would your website be www.DeKalb Regional
No.
Land Bank?
No, it's www.drlb.org.
Thank you. You did mention three ways you can use these properties. You said affordable housing, economic development. I didn't get the last one.
Blight remediation, blight removal. So I'll give you an example. I think I did mention this earlier. Say, for instance, the commercial lot. See if I can find those commercial lots again. These commercial lots, we've actually had someone reach out to us wanting to buy these lots for blight remediation. They are located next to his property, his rental properties, and he says that there's illegal dumping, a lot of undesirable activities going on around the property. He wants to clear it and keep it clean because it's impacting his tenants in the building next door or close to the property that he owns. So that is considered blight remediation. He's not going to build anything there. He's not going to make a park. He's just wanting to buy the land so that he can keep it clean for his tenants, keep their surroundings pleasant. Okay, so I have a note here as a question. Given the high cost of home prices, what if a resident wants to buy a parcel of land or home to build a home for personal use? How does the board approach that? So if you want to use the land for personal use, you probably are more likely to want it to be affordable. You can do an affordable project for yourself. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, yeah. The reason why I asked that, I'm sorry, I put it in chat to try to get it flush out everything I was thinking about at the time. But the reason why I was asking is to see because if you have to do a project like blight removal or renovation or economic development, then obviously it could be covered under one of those three affordable housing. It could be covered under one of those three, but um, it wouldn't be the resale though. Say if because you have a lot of I'm sure that you probably have a lot of interest from people who think that they can get a parcel of land or blighted property and rebuild a property and still come in cheaper than it would be to buy something on the market.
I mean, it's possible. It's hard, and nothing's cheap these days. But you could, as an individual, say I want to build a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on um, this quarter of an acre lot, and the purchase price of that is $349,000. If you have the income, if you meet the income requirements and the family size that is stated in the HUD guidelines, then you're free to do that. We definitely want, again, the HUD guidelines and affordability it's complex. It is complex. I definitely encourage all of you to go back and watch the April webinar. So to get into, just to step into some numbers, affordability is based on a percentage of the area median income. The area median income in Metro Atlanta is, I think, about $114,000 per year. So there are affordability ranges that are from, say, for instance, workforce housing ranges from 80% to 120% of the area median income. So even people over the 140,000, I'm sorry, the 114,000 people, families who make over 114,000 can still qualify for an affordable workforce housing program as defined by HUD. And that's where you get into, I don't know if the house ever goes up to 400,000, but you can get into some high threes on affordability, which is a nice home, which is a nice, comfortable home. So affordability is a complex discussion for applicants, serious applicants who we think can be successful at creating and completing a project. We will have the discussion to make sure you fully understand what the numbers must look like.
Pardon, Ms. Churchill?
Hold on, I have a question. Does the opportunity exist to design and build multifamily and condo units?
Yeah, that's my question.
Okay, those opportunities are probably out there. Well, I'm pretty sure we do have some out there. They're just not, they're probably not on the website as of yet. We will continue to add properties to the website. And again, if you periodically check, utilize the filters, go into the zoning filter and look for residential multifamily lots zoned for residential multifamily opportunities.
Okay, so that you're saying then the majority of the properties listed on the website are for single family homes?
Today.
Okay.
Today. We will continue to add. Please be patient with us. We are a staff of 3 and we're hands on deck trying to make this website user friendly to all of the audiences who will be working with us or who would like to work with us. And our first, because most of our properties are single family lots, single family vacant lots. They are vacant. Most of them don't have structures. So we are getting them on a few at a time, but we're also taking the time to actually go out and observe and take pictures and understand what the properties are. So it may not be today. I encourage you to keep checking. We're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to go out. We're going to continue to provide you with as much information as possible. But the opportunities will, if there's something specific you're looking for, the best thing to do is to come on and utilize the filters to see if what you're looking for is there at the time.
Just to be clear, I went and filled out the newsletter. Is that what I was supposed to do, or is there something else I should have done to get the?
You went to the website and you entered your email address, name, phone number, information.
Yes,
That's all
yes.
you had to do. That's called a lead form, and yeah, that's all you have to do to be on our mailing list.
Okay, so I should get a transcript of the current proceeding that's going to be recorded.
You're gonna have a copy of the video recording, yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, it will be in the newsletter. So when you get the newsletter, it's gonna be in there somewhere, probably closer to the bottom or midway. You know, it probably won't be the first thing that we have at the top.
Thank you so much. You have been great.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I filled out the same form, but that was to sign up for the no. Is that the same application I need to be filling out in order to get the same information in return?
Ma'am, I'm not certain. So you went to the website, a form popped up, a white form. You put your name, email address in it, and you press submit.
Yes.
That's all you need to join the mailing list.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, this will conclude our June webinar Wednesday. I hope it was informative and you were able to learn a lot. I look forward to improving this website and also to adding properties that may be ideal for each of you who want to apply. But we are here 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We may not be able to take every phone call, but we do try to respond to emails in a timely fashion. Our email address is at the bottom of the website. Most of the information and most of your questions can be answered on our website, but if you find that you don't, you're not able to get your questions answered, the best and fastest way may be to send an email.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. You all take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Hey, quick question. One more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to. So, say we have an opportunity with one of your properties to either rezone it or reconfigure the shape of it, and it would maybe produce more housing. Is that something that y'all are open to working with the other entities with the county?
We at this time we do not work
Okay.
on anything that would be something you have to do on your own.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Very informative. Appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.